Alright, guys, it is me, 80 Shirts of Guest. You guys will be looking at Barcelona's past starting 11. Now, obviously, this is very much opinionated. Some people may disagree with me. Some people may not like this formation whatsoever. It's completely up to you. As I said, this is just what my formation is. I'll be explaining why each player made the cut, and we'll also be discussing about players that missed out and why they missed out for. Alright, so with that being said, let's go and get started. So, let's start with the formation. Alright. I believe the main formation Barcelona will use this season is the 4-3-3. I am very much pretty confident with this. As I said, for most of the games, we'll be doing that formation. I could maybe see us go with the 3-5-2 for some games, particularly maybe in the Champions League, maybe against Bayern. But for the most part, I do expect us to go with the 4-3-3 because, as I said before, guys, it is the main formation that Barcelona have used for a very long time. And I feel like for me, it's the formation that is the most effective for us in general history. Although I will say this though, 3-5-2 for me last season was very, very effective for us, and that we were able to play really well. All right, so let's start with the goalkeeper. For me, Ter Stegen makes the cut. The reason why Neto and Peña miss out, let's start with Peña. Iñaki Peña for me misses out because he hasn't played enough games. And that's the reason why he misses out. As for Neto, he's a great option, as I said. But we all know that Neto isn't that great. And we saw that against Athletic Club. He wasn't really that much. The Athletic Club used to exploit that, and he wasn't very confident whatsoever. And for me, Ter Stegen's the most confident of the three, and I do have the most faith in Ter Stegen. So Ter Stegen for me for this one. And then for the left back position, it is basically two options. It is Jordi Alba and Alejandro Balde. For me, Jordi Alba makes the cuts, as I said, because Jordi Alba, for me, his goals and assists has been incredible. Although defensively, he's not been the best with. Alejandro Balde hasn't simply played enough games, and I can't really see Koeman putting Balde in the starting 11. I really can't. Moving on to center backs, we have Araujo and Garcia. For me, I feel like these two these two for me are the best up-and-coming young center backs we have. And for me, I really do think that although they haven't really played much together, I do think they could really form a really good partnership. I think the two can complement each other. I see that. I think for me, Araujo plays really well with the back two, whereas I don't really feel like it plays well with the back three. And I think for me, Araujo, is just very, very good. Physically demanding, aggressive tackles, his interceptions. Whereas Garcia, on the other hand, he's good. His ball playing ability is amazing. And remember, guys, Pep did say he'd be one of the best he's probably one of the best center backs. He's best upcoming young talents there are. So I really do believe that if Pep Guardiola is rating you that highly, then you must be pretty good, right? So for me, the other players that miss out, PK for me misses out simply because, as I said, I don't really feel like he's the option for us long term. Longley, Umtiti, that's pretty much self-explanatory. Neither of these players are good enough. And then for me, Mingueza, as good as he is, I don't really feel like for me he'll get enough time as a center back, as I said, because there's already three players basically ahead of him, in my opinion. And so I can't really imagine Mingueza playing that much. So, I can't really see Mingueza playing a lot as a center back. I could maybe see him playing another position, but not necessarily as a center back. So, yeah. And then for the right back, Sergio Dest is a no-brainer. As I said, he's the only basically real right back we have on the team. There's no other right backs we have on the team that are natural right backs indeed. And so for me, the only other player that could come up to mind is Mingueza for me. As I said, Mingueza for me could be a really good option for us off the bench. But as I said, Dest, his attacking output's been amazing. It's just his defensive work has been a bit vulnerable to say. But I do believe that over time, Dest can improve that ability. I think he can improve, So for the midfield, as I said, Busquets is pretty much a no-brainer. As I said, the only player that can come up to mind that can compete with him is probably Nico Gonzalez, but I don't really think he's done quite enough to start. And obviously, Busquets for me has got a plethora of experience. He's been amazing. He's our captain, obviously. So I can't really imagine Busquets not playing much this season. He's going to be playing a lot. All right. Then we got De Jong and Pedri. For me, these two are no-brainers. These two have done really, really well in the Euros. These two have really worked well together, and I feel like these two really complement well each other. Obviously, you have Gavi. That's really in contention. You have Puig. That's also in contention. You also have Collada that could also play in the midfield as well. You also have, let's see who else. Gavi, Puig. That's probably about it. I'm trying to think of who else. I think that's really about it. So Gavi and Puig are probably the main contenders, but we obviously know Koeman doesn't really have faith in Puig, and obviously Gavi for me just hasn't done enough. De Jong's been obviously better, right? So yeah, and then for the attack, I feel like for me we'll see Fati in the middle. I mean Fati in the left, Depay in the middle, and Dembele on the right. Dembele for me is probably the most probably the person that is just very fortunate I made the starting 11, because for me he hasn't really been that amazing for us last season. You know, we saw last season he played a lot of games and he wasn't very injury. He was actually pretty much fit most of the season. It was just towards the latter stages of the season where um, you know, I believe in the Euros he got injured against Hungary. So, you know, Dembele is out for 4 months, so I really can't imagine Dembele. I don't know whether Dembele would be back to his best or not, but as I said, if you're going just purely based on ability, then I think Dembele has to make the starting 11. But if you're going by form, Dembele doesn't obviously make it. He doesn't obviously make it. Obviously, the players that could come up to compete with him are Youssef Demir, Alex Collado. I think these are the two players that could compete with him. For me, I don't really believe Collado will be the choice, because Collado, for me, he was about to make that loan move to Sheffield United, and that collapsed. And so I don't think Koeman has enough trust with him. As Youssef Demir, as good as he is and as promising he is, I don't really think that he will be given much opportunity. I don't think he's going to, once Dembele's fit, I don't think he's going to be playing a lot. We'll see, though. We'll see. And then for Depay in the middle, I think it's a no-brainer. As I said, you have Aguero, Braithwaite. You also have Luke de Jong. Let's start with Aguero. For me, Aguero, I just don't really trust anymore. I don't really think he'll be fit for us for most of the season. I can imagine him being mostly injured, and I don't think Aguero will do that well for us. As for Braithwaite for me, I don't really think he's going to do that well. You know, I know he had a really good performance against Sociedad, but other than that Sociedad game, he's been very, very anomalous. He hasn't really done much, and I can't really see Braithwaite being that player for us. Depay has been way better than him. And then as for Luke de Jong, this is just a loan signing. This is just basically alternative option, and I don't even think he's going to be playing most of this games. He's going to not play most of the games. So, and then for the left wing, you have Fati. There's really no one else I think that can play as the left wing. Let me see who else can play the left wing. I think that's about it. Like, I don't really think there's anyone else. I feel like there's someone else that can play left wing. Let me see, guys. So yeah, you have, who did I not mention? Yeah, Coutinho. Coutinho I didn't mention, guys. I completely forgot about Coutinho. Coutinho for me, oh man, I completely forgot about him. Coutinho for me, guys, I really don't believe he's going to be playing a lot this season. He could play in the left wing, but as we all know, guys, Coutinho for me just doesn't really work as a left winger. We saw that under Valverde, he was very, very bad as a left winger. And maybe he might work better here. He might, but as I said, I don't really think Coutinho has done quite enough, and I feel like for me, I don't know what Coutinho is going to offer to this team anymore. I feel like for me, Fati for me is a better option. So, yeah, I guess Coutinho could also play in the left wing, but as I said, I feel like for me, his best position is the cam, in which we're already basically occupied with that. So, that is the best starting 11 I believe Barcelona can go out with this season. So, remember, guys, this is made after the transfer window. So, I want you guys to comment down below whether you guys agree with me or not. And also, I want you guys to comment down below who would your second best player ever be for the starting 11? So let's go ahead and quickly do that real quick. So for me, our best alternate, best bench 11 would be, I think goalkeeper, I'll probably say Neto. Left back, I'll probably say Balde. Center backs, I'll probably say Longley and Mingueza. Maybe, actually, you know what? I'll say PK Mingueza. Actually, PK and Longley. Okay, right back, I would say Mingueza. And the center mid, I would say Nico Gonzalez. And then for the center mids, I would say Puig and Gavi. And the left wing, I would say Coutinho. Striker, I would probably say Braithwaite. And the right wing, I would probably say Youssef Demir. So that would be my best alternative 11. So those are the best all the bench options we have. And as I said before, guys, it's going to be really interesting to see how Barcelona do this season. Because as I said before, guys, this will be a very difficult season indeed. And I want you guys to comment below what you guys think of the starting 11, guys. So that's it for today, guys. Remember, guys, to comment, subscribe, check out my description for my Twitter, Discord, and my Twitch. And I'll see you guys later. Peace out.